Hey everybody, this is Tim Dial with Nexa Mortgage, and I just wanted to put this video together to let everybody know who's been on my homebuyer seminars what the difference is between buying a home and renting a home. A lot of people don't understand the numbers on this very well, and so I like to get into it a little bit just to let people know what the difference is. When you're renting, you're basically just throwing money away because that money isn't used for anything for you other than just to live in that property. But you're not building anything when you're renting. So I wanted to get into this a little bit to show you what happens when you buy versus what happens when you rent. And so I'm going to share a screen with you really quickly and we can go through it. Bear with me if you would. I've got a bit of a cold, so my voice isn't great. But I've been wanting to put this together for a few days, and I finally gotten my voice back to the point where I think I can at least get through it. So anyway, this is the buy versus rent calculator. I'm basing this on a $350,000 purchase price. The lower the price, the less gain you're going to make, but it's still going to be a gain. You can rest assured of that. So I'm talking about the less gain as far as dollars, but the percentage is going to be about the same, right? So anyway, this is a 9-year projection based on what property values are doing, how much you would pay the note down, etc. I'm also basing this on a worst case scenario as far as the interest rate. So I'm using a 7.75% interest rate because that's the highest rate I see right now on down payment assistance. That's for a 30-year fixed. And the other part of that is I'm also not even calculating in the fact that within a year we would be able to refinance somebody and drop their rate by at least 1.5%. So all of that I'm not even building into this. So that's just additional benefit. But I wanted to do kind of a worst case scenario on this. So if you look here, this is a 9-year projection. In 9 years, you're going to gain about $133,000 when you purchase versus renting. And the reason it's going to happen that way is because you're going to have appreciation of about $118,000. That's just values going up. And then you're going to have an amortization gain as well, because you're going to be paying your mortgage down as you are as you're living in it for that 9 years. The mortgage is going to keep coming down as the value goes up. So that's another $35,000 gained from paying the mortgage down. And then the cash flow difference, we're not going to really get into that too much. You would have a positive cash flow because rents do go up over time, whereas your mortgage is actually going to come down because we're going to refinance you to a lower rate. So your mortgage is going to come down compared to your rents are going to keep going up year in and year out. They go up by over 4% per year on an average. So by renting, you're just going to keep paying more and more and more year after year. When you purchase a home, you're going to have a fixed rate, but we're going to refinance you to a low rate and drop your payment by $200 to $300 at some point for sure. So that's what you did. Some of that stuff I'm not even calculating. I'm just calculating this on if you stayed in that 7.75 for 9 years, you would still gain $133,000. Your gain's going to be a lot better than that because we're going to refinance you to a lower rate within a year. And so anyway, that's what I wanted to cover here really quickly. This is total, and it's showing an annual rental increase of 4.375. That's the average. And this is based on a 7.75 interest rate, which is what I was saying. That's like a worst possible case scenario using down payment assistance. And you still end up gaining $133,000 within 9 years. So it is incredible. The power of buying versus renting is so powerful. The key issue here, when we get you pre-approved, the key issue is to get out there and find a home that looks like a really nice property that's going to put you in a better living situation than you're currently in when you're renting, and you can start building that equity in that home. Even if it's not your forever home, it can be a stepping stone to the next home. I bought my third home was finally sort of my forever home. And we even once we built a bunch of equity in this house, we even added a sunroom because it wasn't quite exactly what we wanted. So we built a great big sunroom. We love the sunroom, and it made it complete, if you will. So, but we used the equity in the property to do that, which you can certainly do once you build enough equity to do. But that's the key here, is get into a home that puts you in a much better situation than you're currently in when you're renting, and start building that equity, and then that equity you can use to buy a different home or something like that. Something else a lot of people don't think about either that I have been schooling people on a little bit here lately is you can always buy a duplex, and it will allow you to afford a little bit more home, because if you buy a duplex, you can rent one side, live in the other side, and the rent you get from the one side can offset some of your mortgage payment and allow you to afford more home. And then what you can do is live in it for a year, then rent both sides, and buy something else. And that's something that people do too. They start getting into the investing game, and then you're able to build more wealth and build more equity over time. So anyway, that's a little bit about how all of that works. If you have any questions or anything, I'm always here to help. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop this share at this point. But yeah, just reach out to me and let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions about anything, that's what I'm here for. You can also schedule a time on my calendar. It's dialmortgagecoach.com/book. So it's pretty simple to get to. And if you go to that calendar, you can book a time on my calendar, and we can get into your details a little bit more specifically. And that's pretty much it. Hope you have a great day.